So you know how I've been late on my notes. So they did an audit. I got a question about it, but I had already told my regional director that I was late on my notes. But then it started showing like late like other notes. So I was like, that's so weird. Like during a time when I wasn't late. So I was like, that's weird. So I foresee it happening again. Because I told her, I spoke to her again. And I think she must have forgotten that I told her that I was falling behind. So I said, remember we talked? And I said, remember I don't think I said I remember. I said, you know, I'm putting out fires with the notes. So she was questioning whether or not they were there. I said, no, like I'm literally working on last week's notes. I have not 9 notes left to do. So she said, well, can you double check? So I said, sure. Oh, and then that's when she said, it's a different system that they use. I was like, oh, okay. So I looked. And yeah, it was interesting because the dates didn't match. Like the notes were there. The notes were there. And I went and I looked and I was like, all the notes are there, with the exception of 2-1 I can't check because I don't have her on my caseload anymore. And the other one, I don't have recorded that I saw her. I didn't do a note for her. And I checked like within hours. It was like 50 notes. So I just finished July, and I told her I just finished the rest of July, July's notes earlier this week, I said to her. So now I'm working on last week's notes. So then I said, do you want me to send you an email every week of the notes that I'm submitting for billing? And she's like, oh, that won't be necessary. I was like, oh, okay. That won't be necessary. So I suggested something because that was one of the things that was suggested in one of the email from the main director. Come up with a plan so it doesn't happen again. So I suggested that. She's like, that won't be necessary. I was like, oh, okay. I suggested. It didn't feel good. I don't like when I don't give. When I'm not on top of stuff. But it just so happened to be, right? It just so happened to be like, you know, dealing with all the divorce stuff and rehashing that. I don't remember if that was around the same time that, you know, I had to deal with the car stuff. I didn't share any of that though. I just didn't like it. I just didn't like that. I don't like when I start falling behind. But I remember feeling like there's so much that needs my attention. So anyways, she just fine with it. I just don't like it. So I tried to stay up to keep working slightly, but I think I'm more sensitive I'm just more sensitive to stress, emotional stress, because the flow was easy, but I noticed that the moment I got that email, my anxiety went up. I went to meditate, calm myself down, asked about how to address it, got guidance, tried to keep myself mellow. Like, it's okay, we, like, you actually knew this was gonna happen. The way that I knew is because MJ did a mid-month reading 2 weeks ago, and she said, you're gonna have a little lesson because you've been focusing too much on other stuff. It's like a Saturnian lesson about your money. It's the opposite. You're either too focused on love that you're not focused on your money, your 3D experience, or you're too focused on the 3D experience that you're gonna miss out on a chance for love. I'm like, okay, that one's not me. It's the other one. So I listened to some of the other ones again, just to see if there was something else that I needed to know for this time period. So the other ones had to do with love. So I kind of rolled my eyes about it because, like, I'm just moving forward. There was this one that stood out, and I don't know if I talked about it already, but one stood out about a past love. And this element about how there's a strong connection, spiritual connection. Past life, you were probably married in a past life. You probably hurt each other really bad. Someone really hurt the other. You left, someone left. And it reminded me of that first dream. That first dream of him. Or, yeah, it was the first dream where he was in my apartment. And there was this feeling, like I was walking out of the bedroom. And there was this feeling like I had already done it. I had already walked away. There was this feeling like I had already walked away from him, and now he was wanting to walk away from me. And I was so, like, distraught, and I was like, don't leave, like, I don't want, and I didn't want him to leave, but he didn't want to stay because he was upset that I had left. I had left him, and I had come back, and he was upset. So there was definitely pain. And I remember thinking, I'm like, we've lived together before. And that was a feeling that I got. I was like, we've lived together before. So anyway, she talks about that. This dream that I just had. The actor is from Breaking Bad. The kid. I forget his name. I just looked him up too because I was curious. I'm like, why him? Why him? Why is he in my dream? And in my dream, he and I, Aaron Paul. It was Aaron Paul. And in my dream, it's almost like we had agreed to get together. Like I jumped in too quickly. And but he was an amputee. That's the thing, he was an amputee. And it didn't bother me that he was an amputee. It didn't bother me. We were gonna make out. Like we were gonna, like, get on the bed, and I was gonna help him up, but he had, like, his bed was like this, it like would go up and down for him, so I didn't really have to help him. And we were all, like, getting into it, and he was on top of me, but then he starts to speak, and that's what turns me off. It had nothing to do with the fact that he was an amputee. It was how he viewed the world. Like, the words that he was using was what turned me off. That's what turned me off. And I said, I can't do this. And he was really upset with me. He was upset with me that I changed my mind about him. And I was leaving, And that's when it was a female friend, someone close to him, female. She was driving me. Oh, because I wanted to go away. She was driving me away, but she was his friend. And she was kind of bothered, but she understood. Like, she was trying to stay neutral. She was trying to stay neutral about it. And again, it was just that saturated feeling from everyone else. Like, oh, se cree mucho, se cree mucho. And I'm just like, I'm just not settling. Like, it's like, you are more than welcome to settle. But I'm just not anymore. So I looked this guy up. I'm like, why him? One, I don't watch TV anymore. Stopped watching TV after about one incident with Game of Thrones stuff. But I'm like, out of all people, him. So I look him up. His birthday is August 27th. August 27th. What does that mean? I suspect, but I don't know for sure. Yep, Virgo. He's a Virgo. But I thought that was so weird in my dream. And the realization, I'm like, it's not that you're an amputee. That doesn't turn me off. It was how he was using his words. It was how he was using his words. And how he viewed the world. Like, no. Yeah, but just people didn't like that I was changing my mind. Family, old people I knew, new people I knew. That feeling, oh, se cree mucho. Is it? I mean, at what point, right, is being confident and not settling? Like, it's just, I don't know. It didn't seem to faze me. I could feel it, but I didn't let it bother me in my dream. I didn't let it bother me in my dream. I didn't let it bother me in my dream. I think it bothers me more a little now. I think it bothers me a little more now. Anyways, I went to bed kind of being like, I'm done. Like, I think I just feel, also, anyways, going back to the whole stress thing. I need to hurry up and get ready. I started feeling it in my body, the burning sensation like I used to. I was like, oh, great. I know it's stress related. It's emotionally related. The burning sensation. I was going to push myself. I was like, nope, just listen to your body, Yuki. So I put everything away. I went to sleep. Or tried to. Because that was another doozy. I was just like, I can't sleep. I want to sleep. I'm tired. And then I start crying. Because I'm like, I just want to sleep. And then as I was crying, I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm tired. And at the same time, I was telling myself, like, you're so close, Yubi. You're so close. Just hang on. Keep pushing you. You're fine. Everything's gonna be fine. I was reassuring myself as I was crying. So, MJ's morning message. Again, it's all timely. And the answer is what it's called. But in it, she talked about how there was this progression from all the challenges to, like, what I want. And she's like, you're close, like, hang in there. That's how this morning I'm like, I knew she was going to say something like that, right? Because that's how I was feeling. Anyways. So close. Or just explaining, right? When you level up, the challenges get a little more intense, and certain cycles will repeat to just really like, right? And it's been a while. That's the thing. Like, I've been here before. It's nothing new. Where I've experienced, being split in different directions. It's been a while. It's been a while that it was really tied to work when I felt that way before. It's been a while. So, have I been here before? Yes. And I think that's what, like, it triggered me. It was just the work. Because I'm not, it's not me, right? I give 100%. I would give more. And so now it's more of like, there's so much going on that I'm just like, okay, I'm learning how to stay balanced. That's what this lesson is. I keep learning how to stay, working on staying balanced. And it's perfect timing, right? Because I got a few weeks to really get it down before I go and volunteer and before school starts. And I connected with the Project Survive, and we're gonna have a phone call on Monday, so we'll see what that's all about. I think just to plan out the school year with how I'm gonna volunteer. So it's really, my work is really like, it's being definitely highlighted. How to balance all of these responsibilities is the lesson for me now. But I will admit, I miss daydreaming. I miss being stuck in my head. I went from one extreme to the other when I didn't do that much, and before all this happened. And then, then that whole spiritual awakening stuff happened, and that was all too much up here. And now it's like having to bring it back. To working, staying focused, staying balanced. But this time doing it better. This next cycle doing it better. With my self-care. Alright, that's all.
Hey you, my name is Yubi and I use she, they pronouns, and you've just finished watching a clip from my video diary entries where I'm documenting my healing journey as I learn how to navigate my spiritual awakening. I have learned that this experience and process is unique to each and every one of us in whatever way we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of formal mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself as these experiences unfold, and really inviting you along for the ride. Please know that there is a time gap between when these videos post and my real timeline, and also that these clips build upon each other similar to chapters in a book. So if you find yourself lost or confused, feel free to click on the playlist section or the link below, where you can jump around, check out the other chapters, and or catch up. Also, please know that you're more than welcome to check out my website, www.youbecominghealed.com, where I've gathered all of this information, my background, experience, and education to create online self-paced courses to help you on your healing journey wherever you are. You're also more than welcome to check out my other YouTube channel at You Becoming Healed, where I've entertained a podcast, including clips from these courses so that I can make this content accessible to more and more people. Please click like, subscribe, and share this content so again it reaches more people, with the hopes that other people will resonate and connect with the healing journey and the stories shared so that they don't feel alone in their own process. I thank you in advance. I'm grateful to you, and I wish you well.